Most folks around here are familiar with the Big House, the Allman Brothers Museum in Macon. Duane Allman's gold top guitar just pulled in a huge number at an auction in New Jersey.
As Suzanne Lawler shows us, this legendary musical instrument has a lot of history behind it, and it's also acted as a diplomat for Central Georgia.
You know, the Big House is more than just one piece of memorabilia. I mean, we have thousands of pieces.
But one piece owned by Duane Allman got national attention after it sold at an auction in New Jersey recently.
Oh man, every time I touch that guitar, it's like electricity runs through you.
It was up to museum director Richard Brent to guard the 1957 Les Paul Gold Top, a guitar with a rich history.
And then he would use it on the first two Allman Brothers records, Self-Titled and Ottawa South. Then, of course, with Derek and the Dominoes. So it's known as the Layla guitar because he recorded Layla with it before trading it away 7 days after recording Layla.
That kind of a resume can fetch a pretty penny.
And it just recently sold at auction for $1 million. I think after all the fees were tacked on, it ended up being about 1.25.
The previous owner wanted the guitar out in the world and played on stage and lent it out to some famous artists. The guitar, now nicknamed Layla, became an ambassador for Macon.
When Chris Stapleton plays that guitar and in front of 5,000, 10,000 people, how many, whatever, and gives a thank you to the Big House Museum, I mean, that just does wonders for us.
Richard says the buyer wants to remain anonymous, but he's a pretty unselfish guy. For 6 months out of every year, the guitar is coming back to the Big House to go on display.
Which means the wood that dates back over a half a century will keep on giving to Central Georgia.
People come from all over the world to see this guitar.
Suzanne Lawler, 13 WMAZ News.
All right, the guitar will return back to the Big House in late November. Richard Brent says on rare occasions he takes the guitar out of the display case and lets people see it up close.
So cool.